Perfect. Hey, I'm Jonah Who from Jonah Who, and you're watching Jonah Who. Quick life update. I failed my driving test today, so that's really cool. I failed my driver's test last week, just like we always talked about. And I'm honestly kind of mad about it. Like, come on. There weren't that many casualties. But let's not dwell on that any further. It's the holiday season, so freaking happy holidays. And to celebrate, I wanted to gift you guys with another video about a hilariously terrible animated movie. For those of you who might be new around here, Rio is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. It's energetic, it's funny, it's heartwarming, it has a banger soundtrack, features some amazing animation, and some of my favorite characters ever. Now, Birds of Paradise, on the other hand, doesn't. This movie was originally released in Spanish in 2010 and then got an English version in 2014. Hey, editing Jonah here. I don't know how I didn't realize that this movie was released on April 1st, but do with that information what you will. And Rio came out in the middle of those two things happening, so is this really a Rio ripoff? Probably not, but I'm still gonna clickbait the title that. Also, if I had a nickel for every time I made a video about a shitty, low-budget Spanish animated movie, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? Now, I stumbled across a DVD for this movie at my library while I was looking for Rio, and I noticed on the back cover that there was a positive review from the Dove Foundation, which I'm pretty sure is just a site that gives parents a heads up as to whether or not there's mature content in a movie. And I went to this website and read some of their explanations, and it's shit like sex, birds kiss. Okay, spoiler. Violence, birds being chased by other birds, bird chased by a man threatens a woman, bird chased by cat, bird is hit by car off screen, birds chasing other birds, bird chasing man, and men beating up photographer off screen? What's gonna happen? Other, not having confidence in oneself. What? That's like every movie ever. And finally, under language, we have a point for idiot, stupid, and heck. This website's a goldmine. Also, this movie's got some weirdly big voice talent. Ken Jeong, Jane Lynch, Ashley Tisdale? You tell me Candace is in this movie? So anyway, after all that hyping up, I decided, f*** it, Rio 3 won't be out for a while, might as well quench my thirst with this while I wait. I put the disc into this crappy little portable DVD player my dad has, because I sure wasn't gonna blast this in the living room, and I was greeted with... So yeah, this is gonna be a quality movie. So without further ado, I give you Birds of Paradise. Now this epic intro music might fool you into thinking that this is a competent movie, but just wait. So we're introduced right away to our main character, Jack the Sparrow. Yes, really. The first thing Jack tries to do is go and talk to these girls, but they brutally reject him.
As if, yeah, you're like nice or whatever and totally ordinary too. In a super whatever kind of way. You know, like not special. Because he's like totally not hot or not cool enough to be dating her. You understand, right? I just can't ever be like that not cool, not hot, whatever chick.
A little bit too brutal if you ask me. And so Jack is all sad because he's like, damn, I got the Riz, but the chicks don't like my boring ass feathers. So that's Jack, you pretty much get him, right? And then there's his buddy Ken Jeong the pigeon, and the hummingbird whose name is Skeeter. In this scene, they're kind of teasing Jack for not being able to get a girlfriend, and to boost his confidence, they encourage him to enter the Checkered Feathers Grand Prix. And, just listen to how this dialogue sounds, and then I'll complain about it.
I'm just saying, if I was special, then I could have the girl of my dreams. And I'd be the bird of her dreams. And all my dreams would come true. And so on and so forth.
Well, how do you like that, Finn? I guess we're not special enough for Big Jackie here no more. Oh, no, we ain't special like that special kid in the class. The teacher's pet.
I say we put it to a vote. Okay, well, it's too late anyway because the sign-ups end at sunset, which is like the end of today.
Today? But it's already today.
Can you guys just give it a rest?
Nope, not in a million years. When donkeys fly, cookies crumble. Yada, 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 blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.
So yeah, couple things. First of all, did he just say, when donkeys fly, cookies crumble?
When donkeys fly, cookies crumble. Yada, 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 yada,
Is that a saying? Just two completely unrelated things. I mean, you know what they say, when chickens fart, cactuses grow. Knowledge. But also, these guys' deliveries suck. With the strange cadence and long, awkward pauses, you get the sense that something's off. It's like they don't have a script in front of them, Ken Jeong especially.
Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. I should know, because I'm a dumb pigeon.
And another weird thing about the dialogue in this movie is that everyone's, like, talking over each other, like, all the time.
Guess Jack's so important, he won't care we got him into the big race. No big deal, just the race of the
Checkered
century.
Feathers Grand Prix?
If you guys know how audio editing works, do you know it's like the easiest thing ever to make sure that two audio clips don't overlap? You just move it. And it's not like they had to squeeze all the dialogue into a short amount of time because there's so many awkward pauses. So the only logical explanation I could think of to explain all of these glaringly obvious mistakes is that everyone ad-libbed their lines at the exact same time, and they were only allowed to do one take for some reason. Okay guys, so in this scene, Jack is fantasizing about meeting the bird of his dreams, and then his friends tell him he should enter the big race. And remember, we got about 10 minutes tops before the cops realize we broke into this recording studio, so we only get one shot at this. Okay, cool. Are you gonna give us a script or something? And go. Oh, if I were special, I'd meet the bird of my dreams, and she'd be the bird of my dreams, and we live happily ever after. And so on and so forth. Oh, look at that little Jackie here. He's too special for us. Guess we're not special. No. We ain't special like the special kid in class, the teacher's pet. Okay. Well, if you're so special, why don't you enter the big race? Oh, the Checkered Feathers Grand Prix. Yeah, if you're so fucking special, why don't you go scurry off and fly in that race? Oh, wait, I forgot. You're not special. You've never been special. You're about as useful as a white crayon. Nobody has ever cared about you in your entire life. You're about the least special person I've ever met. You're gonna die alone with no friends. You will never be loved. Okay, you're not recording for the movie anymore, are you? And guess what? The voice acting gets even better. In the next scene, we're introduced to this movie's villain, who's like a greedy, rich businessman named Potter. And dude, this guy is unhinged.
Well, it's rare and it's expensive, and that's all that matters to me. Of course that's important! I'm the 7th richest man in the world, and I deserve the 7th most expensive bird in the world!
What did he say?
I'm the 7th richest man in the world, and I deserve the 7th most expensive bird in the world!
I'm the 7th richest man in the world, and I deserve the most expensive bird in the world. Like, hey, slow down. Did you have to do all your lines in one take too? Is he talking so fast because he has to, like, go to the bathroom?
Where were we?
Gotcha, Potter.
Get that camera!
Oh my gosh.
What are you all just standing there for? Go get him!
Up, Julius, here I come. I'm gonna get the promotion.
Give me that camera!
Okay, I was like dying laughing when I saw that the first time. So first of all, who was that guy? And why was he so excited to get a shot of the back of Potter's neck? Like, is he paparazzi? Cause like, listen, he says, I'm gonna get the promotion or something.
I'm gonna get the promotion!
Like, bro, who's gonna pay you for a neck pic? I mean, some people probably would, but like a gossip magazine? I'm just picturing like the front of like a tabloid plastered with pictures of celebrities' necks. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Anyway, the guy snaps the pic of the back of his neck. Then Potter tells his guards to get that camera out of there. But they just stand there, confused, as if the guy who took the picture wasn't like right there. Like, he didn't take the picture from a distance. He was like right behind him. And then all of a sudden, this guy unlocks his fucking flash powers, I guess, and zooms off screen to beat up the camera guy. Oh my god. I guess this was the violence Dove tried to warn me about. Okay, so after rambling to nobody for a while longer,
I hate mustaches!
Potter takes the elevator up to the lab at the top of his skyscraper and finally opens his special box.
Let's see what kind of bird $700,000 bought me. The most special bird in the world, and she's all mine.
Wow. What a beauty. You can just tell they spent so much time and attention designing the world's most special bird. I mean, they must have used one whole color for that model. Damn. So this is the bird voiced by Ashley Tisdale. Her name's Aurora in this movie, but I'm just gonna call her Candace because that's all I can hear when I listen to this voice. So Candace is this rare, expensive, exotic bird that Potter bought on the black market or something. All you need to know about Candace is that she's like afraid of going outside.
Wait, no, don't do that. I can't go outside.
Note to
I'm not
self.
ready.
So while Candace is freaking out about being in a new place, Potter is still just talking like a lunatic.
You're supposed to be special. Oh, love me. Love me.
Like maybe he's talking to the bird, but he's like not looking at her. Like what is he looking at? Then all of a sudden an alarm goes off for no reason.
Alarm activated. What? Help!
No, my bird's flying away.
If you didn't want her to fly away, then why'd you open the cage door, man? Like you chose to open it. So Candace ditches the cage, even though I thought she just said she didn't want to go outside.
I can't go outside.
Note to
I'm
self.
not ready.
That doesn't make sense.
We get some classic Ashley Tisdale screaming. And eventually she makes it out the window.
Got you now. Ugh.
Okay, so Candace flies around the city, getting spooked by cars and traffic lights. And this is where we get the first interaction between Candace and Jack. Basically what happens here is Jack tries to use his awesome singing voice to impress Candace.
Oh, sola mio. I'm a special bird. So on and so forth.
But it doesn't work, obviously. So Candace dips, and Jack tries to fly after her and find her again. But uh-oh, Jack runs into this kite and then falls down a chimney into this dark, creepy garage. Let's see what happens.
Come on in
Who's there?
and make yourself at home. Pretty bird.
Okay. Now I'm wondering if this movie was inspired by Rio. I mean, either that or Rio was inspired by this movie. I mean, it's possible.
Hello, pretty bird. Pretty bird?
Suspicious.
So that voice did not belong to Nigel, unfortunately. I wish he would swoop in and save this movie. But no, it was this creepy bandaged cat. I'm really curious to know what happened to him, but they never explain it because of course they don't. The cat falls from the ceiling and then causes this stupid chain reaction that knocks a giant shelf over and all these paint cans come tumbling to the ground. And now Jack is all covered in pain, and you know what that means.
Look at you. You look like some kind of exotic bird.
Me? I'm different.
Cats think of me.
I'm an exotic bird. This is awesome!
Jeez, talk about a glow up. Jack is officially hot now. I see they're going for an Aladdin type story. Main guy thinks the girl won't like him because he's boring on the outside, so he gets all fancy only to realize that it's on the inside that counts. That's like actually not a bad setup for a story. Too bad this movie sucks. So Jack's pretty pumped about getting that style upgrade, but meanwhile Candace is still freaking out.
I think I'm ready to go back to my old cage now.
Peekaboo.
So that's Jane Lynch. Her character's name is Rosie. And after a lot more of Candace screaming, she introduces herself and graciously allows Candace to stay with her.
I got it.
What?
Why don't you stay with me?
Really?
So Candace and Rosie go to sleep inside of this bat habitat, I think. But before I move on, I just want to point out that the cast thus far has consisted of a boy, a girl, two friends, one big, one small, and a character who kind of knows the streets and helps the main character find their way around a new place. I don't know, man. Kind of suspicious. So the next morning, whoever owns that garage that the cat spilled paint all over, he comes in and finds the mess, and he is just utterly taken aback.
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
Whoa. Oh my god, dude. I've never seen paint cans on the floor before.
Whoa!
No.
So anyway, Jack escapes from the shed and flies off to find Candace again. He finds her sitting on this telephone wire and pulls out the Riz once again. Sorry I'm using the word Riz so much. It's like the only slang term I know right now. Jack starts having an asthma attack.
Hi there.
Are you okay?
Just like Blue in that one scene. I don't know. Then Jack and Candace proceed to have the most awkward interaction, probably ever.
What's a bird like you doing on a wire like this?
Good one, buddy.
Come on, girl.
Come on, what?
I'm a very special bird.
And this is made even more awkward by the fact that there's just no music. What's a bird like you doing on a wire like this? Good one, buddy. Come on, girl. Come on what? You know, I'm actually a pretty special bird.
Police, we have you surrounded. Come out with your hands up.
Oh, shit. I told you we shouldn't have broken into this place.
What? No, we don't care about that. This dialogue just fucking sucks.
But despite that, Rizmaster Jack... Okay. You're done saying that word, buddy. But despite that, Jack actually impresses Candace this time. I don't know. They fly around a little bit, and then Candace promises to meet up with Jack later at the big race. So then Jack flies back to his bird buds to give them the good news about his new feathers and his new girlfriend. But weird detail, it turns out that the fumes from the paint on Jack's feathers are what was making him cough earlier. And then Skeeter says that he might die from inhaling the fumes.
I knew this woodpecker in grade school. Couldn't stop eating glue.
Well, what happened then?
He died right away.
Like, I don't know. I guess I just kind of assumed we weren't meant to think about the logistics of this dumbass premise. So on that lovely note, we go back to Candace and Rosie. I feel like we're switching scenes too much. And Candace is still feeling like, you know, I don't fit in here. I'm homesick for my old owner. So Rosie says that she should go see the old buzzard.
You really need to see the old buzzard.
Is he like super smart or something?
I'm telling you truth. The buzzard can fix anything!
What were these people on when they animated this? Oh, we're just moving on? No, that's cool. So Ken Jeong yells at this bird for a while to let Jack into the race, but he says no.
Oh, sorry. All filled up. Better luck next year.
Oh my god. Better luck next year. Oh, jeez, Rick. So then Jack just enters the race anyway. So that scene had absolutely no point. Candace is also there at the race, but she notices that the ankle thingy on her leg is beeping. And that's because Potter, sneaky little Potter, put a tracking device on her.
Hear that, guys? The sound of baby bird steps. That bird is kind of a metaphor for deeper problems that I have.
Just got so serious for a second. Haha, I'm a villain. The bird is close, and soon it'll be all mine. The only reason I seek material possessions is to attempt to fill the gaping emotional void in my life. So now that Jack is in the race, he starts showboating a lot, and Candace doesn't like that.
I should have known better. He's way too good looking to not be so full of himself. Have fun flying by yourself, Jack.
Whoa, where are you going?
So she dips. Meanwhile, Jack is absolutely blowing past everybody in the race. And it looks like he's about to win when I guess the paint fumes almost make him pass out, or maybe it's the altitude. But he falls to the ground, pisses off this group of big seagulls, and then has to ditch the race entirely. And then, like, Jack blames his friends for the fact that he had to drop out of the race. Like, I'm not sure what his reasoning is on that one.
I totally had that race before you two showed up and broke my concentration.
But who cares? Let's go see what Candace and Rosie are doing.
Well, yeah. So, you think I should just,
Always follow your heart.
Uh-huh. Well, that was unhelpful. Thanks. We'll just leave.
Okay, so this is the old buzzard that Rosie was talking about earlier. And you can tell they were going for like a wise old mentor type character who only speaks in riddles, think like Yoda or something. And this guy is old, and he does speak in riddles, but he's not wise. I have no idea what he's talking about in this scene.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? You think it was the chicken, but actually it's the egg.
So then Candace gets so confused that she just has to dip.
Where are ya? Wait for me!
Who's next?
You noticing a pattern here? That's kind of Candace's thing, just leaving. She ditched the cage, she ditched Jack that one time, she ditched the race, and now she's ditching this dumb old buzzard bitch. She's just gotta blow that popsicle stand. No time for goodbyes. And shortly after Candace leaves, Jack comes to see the old buzzard to see, like, what's wrong with him, why is he coughing and stuff. And he says this.
Yes, you're sick because you put paint on your wings. It'll probably cause an infection leading to chronic bronchitis, not to mention the effects of the chemicals. Malnutrition, dehydration, inflammation, etc.
Chronic bronchitis? What? I think this movie's a little too realistic, you know what I mean? Could you imagine at the end of like one of those loony cartoons where like the coyote gets an anvil dropped on his head? At the end there's a scene where the doctor's like, well, that anvil caused several fractures in his skull and MRI scans show irreparable abrasions to his frontal lobe and cerebellum. He may never be the same again. Like, it's the same type of thing. I didn't expect to be thinking about like the medical implications of painting feathers. I thought it was just like he got paint spilled on him and that was it. So it looks like this movie's taken a pretty serious turn. Apparently Jack is gonna die now. But for whatever reason, Jack doesn't take the advice seriously. And when his friends try to convince him to go see a vet, he gets mad at them.
Listen, I know what's going on here. You're just jealous.
Jealous? Of you?
And then his friends are like, "F off, dude, you're being a big jerk, we're leaving." This conflict is just really forced, but like it had to happen, I guess. So after his friends leave him, Jack's all sad and lonely, and he goes up to this rooftop where he runs into Candace again. Apparently Candace isn't mad at Jack anymore. The two of them kind of bond over watching the sunset together, and Candace says this.
It's so beautiful. Why does it have to be so far away?
Never thought about it that way before.
Remember that line. Remember it. And then they go in for the kiss. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're gonna kiss. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Hey, Ferris, there he is.
Wait, did you hear something?
Of course. I don't know what I was expecting. Just a side tangent about movies in general. That trope pisses me off so much. I challenge you to find me one movie where the two main characters, they go in for the kiss, they go in for their first kiss, and they aren't interrupted by something. Find me one movie where that happens. I don't think that has never happened in any movie. I'm willing to bet that. I just feel like it's so cheap. So anyway, the seagulls from earlier, remember them? They found Jack somehow. And now the seagulls start chasing Jack all over town. There's also another really great Potter scene here.
How dare you touch
What's your
me?
problem?
I'm Potter. I'm the seventh richest man in the world, and you're just a big nobody, but you think you're out special, like I'm just gonna come in to save the day. Look at me in my Argyle sweater. That's right.
what's
Give me a
going
little
on?
Karate chop in the head while you're at it.
do this.
Fire. Don't work for me. I don't care. Bye, bye, bye. That song in the 90s, yeah.
I can't believe this is a real movie. But back to Jack. The seagulls chase him up to the top of this tower, and it looks like they have him cornered. But then another, even bigger bird shows up and scares the seagulls off.
Let's get out of here, guys.
I don't know where this falcon comes from, and no, they never explain it, but now he's trying to eat Jack.
I'm a falcon, and you look delicious. So, would you please be a good sport and...
Would you please be a good sport and... Like, was that the original line in Spanish? Did he just stop mid-sentence and go, ah? But right as Jack's about to be eaten, guess who shows up to save the day?
Hey! Big old ugly falcon! In your face!
Yay, his friends are back. I'm so happy that they came back. Just kidding, I don't give a spinning, twisting, flying fuck. Jack can frickin' die from his chronic bronchitis for all I care. Dude, and she's carrying Jack just like Blue carried Jewel. I'm really starting to get suspicious. One's gotta be ripping off the other. I mean, come on. The parallels are uncanny. But while Candace is flying Jack to the hospital, Ken Jeong and Skeeter are now being chased by that falcon. To try and shake him off, Ken Jeong just starts pooping in his face.
Push out a big poop from your butt!
But just before the falcon catches up to them, the cat from earlier shows up. Remember him? from the beginning? Yeah, me neither. Yeah, the cat climbs all the way up to the top of the tower and then tackles the falcon out of the sky. Cool, so the cat was literally just a plot device in the 2 scenes he was in. Like, he showed up, spilled the paint on Jack, then left. Then he showed up again, saved Jack's friends from being eaten by the falcon, and then left again. So anyway, after the falcon gets tackled out of the sky, he falls into oncoming traffic and dies. So like, let's just go over what's happened thus far. Earlier in the movie, Jack pissed off this group of seagulls, and that's why they chased him up to this roof. But right as they were about to kill him, a different bird showed up. The seagulls left, they're just gone now. And then the falcon just continued what the seagulls were already doing. But the best part is, the falcon only got to be on screen for like 2 minutes. So why even introduce him in the first place? Could you imagine if, like, at the end of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, right before Harry and Voldemort were about to have their final battle, just a different wizard showed up who was even more evil than Voldemort, and Voldemort was just like, okay, gotta go. And then Harry just fought the other guy, and everything continued like normal. This movie's so stupid. But after all that crazy intense action, Jack confesses to Candace that he's not really an exotic bird. And Candace finally convinces Jack to get medical help, thank God. But right as Jack gets picked up by the doctor and taken inside,
And it'll never ever be okay again!
oh no, Candace gets kidnapped. Oh oh my God, guys.
I always win. You think I didn't, but then I did, and that's what happens every single time.
Every single time. And when Jack comes back to realize Candace has been kidnapped, he formulates a plan to get her back. It's epic mission time. First, Jack and the gang fly up to the roof where they find a million air vents for some reason. Somehow they pick the right one, only to find a spinning fan blocking their path. Luckily, Skeeter manages to fly right through it and turn off the fan. But when they get inside the building, they immediately run into Potter.
Why won't you leave me alone? You interrupted my happy time!
Okay, so now it's time for the epic showdown between Potter and the birds. So Potter just starts throwing shit at them and then calls his bodyguards for backup. And they arrive with like shotguns. That fire missiles, apparently. I don't know why this guy isn't using his powers of super speed that he demonstrated earlier. Hey, editing Jonah again. So watching this footage back, I realized that this guy's weapon has a tank setting, a plane setting, and a bat setting. Why is there a bat setting? Like, what do you think the military was thinking when they put that setting on there? Like, these missiles are destructive enough to take down planes and destroy tanks, and you can also use it to exterminate pests, you know? And also bats, like specifically bats. How many bats do y'all encounter on a daily basis? Like, how many times have you found a bat in a place it wasn't supposed to be? I don't know, this movie's super weird. Rosie and the birds keep dodging these missile bullets. They do a Matrix parody here, which was actually kind of amusing. Maybe because they were reminding me of a much better movie, but still. And these dumbass bodyguards just blow the wall out and the entire building starts to come down. But amidst all the chaos, Jack finds the cage where Candace is being kept. At first, Candace is like, oh, the old buzzard was right. I'm too stupid to live outside the cage. Go be free without me. But then Jack hits her with this absolutely epic line.
It's not that far, you know.
What is?
The horizon. It's right in front of you.
I told you to remember that line. I told you it would come back. So, like, in a good movie with good character building, that line might have really hit. Kind of confuses me when I hear an actual good line of dialogue in a movie that looks like this. But anyway, let's just wrap this up. We're almost at the end. So Jack ends up making Candace change her mind, and Candace breaks out of her cage by herself.
You're free, but how?
Some things a girl's gotta do by herself.
Off screen, I guess. Skeeter says this.
Well, looks like she had a change of heart, whatever that means. What is a change of heart? I only know this is the part of the movie where it always happens.
Okay. Fuck you. Then Candace and Jack kiss. And that's Birds of Paradise. Was that fun? Did you like that? So what do you guys think the moral of this movie was? Because I'm genuinely still trying to figure that out. Like I said earlier, I thought it was going to be like an Aladdin type story. And it kind of was, because, you know, Jack realized that having colorful feathers doesn't make people like him more. But like, what if the paint didn't almost kill Jack? Kind of seemed like the only reason Jack changed for the better was because he was literally gonna die. But fuck all that. Do you want to know the sad thing? I unironically had a better time watching this movie than Rio 2. Let that sink in. Even with all the constraints that this movie clearly had, it managed to be less annoying than Rio 2, have a character arc that like vaguely worked, and most of all, this movie's fucking hilarious.
You interrupted my happy time!
In fact, it is now my personal headcanon that this movie is the new Rio 2. As far as I'm concerned, Blue and Jewel just continued living their normal life in Rio while these other birds dicked around somewhere else. All Rio 3 has to do is be better than this. If it's not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I swear to God, waiting for this movie to come out is like waiting for the court to announce your execution date. So, yeah, that's about all I got. Thanks so much for watching another unironic video. Wait, is he doing an outro? Well, all I know is this is the part of the video where it always happens. If you enjoyed my goofy little discussion, there's a subscribe button down below with your name on it. I've also got a second channel, which kind of serves as my personal brain dump, so if you want some more unscripted content, go check that out. I'm on Letterboxd, so you can follow me over there if you want to read some more of my L movie opinions. And sometimes I even post on TikTok. All those links are down in the description, so no. Check it out. But seriously, your support would mean the world to me, so yeah. Once again, happy holidays. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, and if you don't, I will pour a bucket of paint on your head and give you chronic bronchitis. See ya. Oh my God, guys.